everyone. For our symmetrical penguin paper project that we're going to be making, you will need a full-size sheet of blue, white, and black, and then a small sheet of orange. You're also going to want scissors. You're going to want a glue bottle or a glue stick. I like to use the glue bottle, at least when I do the snowflakes. I do find the glue bottle tends to hold the papers together better. And then you're also going to want to use a pencil to create some of your shapes. So when you get started, the blue is going to be your background, your sky paper. So you're not going to be doing any cutting on the blue paper. You will need to start with the white paper. And the first thing you want to do is you want to take a strip off the bottom, and that is going to be the iceberg that your penguin is sitting on. So you're just going to cut across the bottom. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. And then you're going to want to put some glue on this, either with a glue stick or a glue bottle. If you're using a glue bottle, once you make sure it's breathing, I usually give it a few shakes to get the glue down, and then I like to use just dots of glue that are not very large along the edges. You don't want to put it on the very edge though, because then it'll squirt out when you stick the paper down. You usually don't need a whole lot of glue to hold something like this down. Oh, I think I'm going to go around the other way so that the edge I cut is on top. And I'm going to line it up, make sure the edges match, and then press it down a little bit. All right, the next thing that you're going to need to do is get your black paper. And you're going to start by folding the black paper in half. And you want to do that what we call hot dog style, so it looks like a hot dog bun. So you want to bring those two edges, those two long edges together. And then once they match, you want to crease or press the fold so it flattens it. I'm just kind of pinching it, and then that way it's flat. And it kind of looks like a hot dog bun when you open it. Now, you're not going to need the whole length of the black paper for the penguin's body. You can see you only need about half of it. So from about the halfway point here, and find somewhere around half, you're going to draw a curve that comes down to about halfway or a little more than halfway across the bottom. Once you've done that, you're going to keep the paper folded, and then you are going to cut on that line. And what that's going to do is that is going to give us a symmetrical body, which means that when I open it, it's the same on both sides. And that's what makes it symmetrical. This would be what we call the line of symmetry, the fold is. So you do want to flatten this piece out now. And I always put the glue on the pencil line side so that you don't see the pencil lines when you're done. And again, you just need some dots along the edge, or if you're using a glue stick, you can just run the glue stick along the edge. And then I line it up so it's just right above, or it could even be touching the ice, but line it up right there. And then press it down. All right, so you're gonna use the black paper again to make the flippers. You're gonna keep it folded to do this, but this time you are gonna use the other side that's open rather than starting on the folded side. So I'm gonna draw the flippers, and I'm gonna start about at the halfway point again. Actually, maybe a little bit lower than half. And then I'm gonna draw a line that comes down from there down to here. And I'm going to keep it folded while I cut, and I'm going to cut on the line, and that's going to give me two flippers that are exactly the same, which makes this symmetrical. Now, when you glue the flippers on, you only need a few dots of glue down the middle because they're pretty skinny. And then you want to line them up so that they stay on the paper. And try to make them look the same on both sides. So I'm going to make this one come off right around the same spot. All right, next up is the belly. Penguins have white on the underside so that when they're swimming in the water hunting for fish to eat, if there's like a whale or something in the water that's looking to eat the penguin, they can't see them as well, because if they look up, they see the belly, and the belly is bright white like the light on top of the water when they're swimming. Or the opposite, if they look down and they're looking at the back of the penguin that's black, it blends in with the dark ocean floor. So this is a way of protecting themselves from being eaten by a larger animal. Now, you're going to use your leftover white paper to make the belly. So you're going to fold that in half now. and make sure you crease the fold so it stays folded. So for the belly, you're going to be making a semicircle. So from about halfway on the fold to the bottom of the fold, you're just going to draw a semicircle. And then you're going to keep it folded and you're going to cut on the line. And then when you open it up, you have the belly for your penguin. And then you can add some glue dots around the edge. I used 6 glue dots there. And then you press it on. All right, you're gonna use that white paper again. This time you're gonna be making the eyes. So you're gonna draw anywhere on the leftover white paper that you want a circle. And then you're gonna cut that circle out while the paper's folded, so that instead of getting just one circle, you get 2 circles that are exactly the same, so that you have symmetrical eyes for your penguin. So now when I open it up, I've got 2 that will go up there for my eyes. I'm just going to put 1 dot of glue on the back of each eye, and then I need to make the pupils for the eyes using the black. So keeping the black paper folded, I'm going to draw a circle. I want it to be a little bit smaller though. I don't want it to be as big because I want to be able to see the white around it. And then I'm going to keep the paper folded and cut around my black circle. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I should have 2 symmetrical black circles that are the same. And I'm actually going to put the glue dot on the white paper, just 1 little one in the middle of each, because that's easier than trying to put it on these small pieces. All right, now that I have my penguin's eyes, I'm ready to make the beak. Now you'll notice the beak I have here opens and closes, and we do that by folding the paper. So I'm going to fold my orange paper in half and press the fold. Then I'm going to make a V that starts and stops on the fold. So make sure you know where your fold is. And then you're going to draw a V from the fold. Then, keeping it folded, I'm going to cut my V out. And that gives me my bill for my penguin that opens and closes. Then I'm just put 1 dot of glue on the back, and I'm going to press that on. All right, the last part are the webbed feet, and to make those webbed feet, you can use the V again, but this time do it starting and stopping on the opening side of the paper, not the folded side. So I usually make this one a little bit wider so that his feet are a little bit wider. And then I'm gonna keep the paper folded and cut it out, and that gives me my 2 webbed feet. And when I glue these on, I usually I stick them under the paper a little first, and then I just lift them up and I put 1 glue dot down to hold them in place. Now, this last part is optional. If you want some snow in your picture, what you can do is if you have a glue bottle, you can actually just put some dots of glue here around your penguin, and that is the spots where you're gonna put paper. If you're using a glue stick, you'll actually have to put the glue stick you'll have to glue on the paper and then stick it on, because a glue stick would dry out too fast otherwise. So then what you can do is you can use your leftover white paper and you can just tear it into these little tiny pieces to make little pieces of snow. And once you have these little pieces, and I did mine folded, so there's actually 2 for each of those, you just kind of wiggle, press them onto each dot that you have to make your snowflakes around your penguin. And then after that, you are finished. You just need to let it dry, and then you maybe can find a place to hang it up at home. All right, I hope you have fun. See you later.